All right, what is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Inside the LPGA podcast. I am one of your hosts, Hope Barnett, and I am pleased to be joined by my fabulous co-host, Emma Talley, who just came off of a clinic. Did you host a clinic? Tell us about it really quick before we get into this week's episode.
We didn't just host a clinic. We had a clinic
Oh,
on Friday night, and then on Saturday, it was the first annual Imitali Invitational.
amazing.
So we had a big turnout. We had 23 teams. It was the first year. We were really excited.
Aw,
We had so many sponsors. It was amazing. The girls that were on the team that put the whole thing together, basically, I
mhm,
was just behind the scenes, like doing a few things here and there.
right.
They crushed it.
Aw,
Like the meals, the lunch box was so cute for all the ladies, and
mm-hmm.
it was like a dream come true. I think most girls have something they want to do after their career's over, and one
Yeah,
of mine was like to have some sort of tournament for women because I think women don't
I
get
love
to
that.
play golf. They don't get to have days to
Yeah.
themselves, and they don't get to like network with each other. So that was something that I've always wanted to do. And so, anyways, in my hometown, it was a
Aw.
fabulous weekend, Friday night and then Saturday all day. Very busy, but I think it was a hit.
It
So
looked like
I'm
it was.
excited for next year already. We're already coming up with ideas and like what we could do better. So very exciting. I was like, yeah, I'm just blown away with the ladies that put it on. So shout out if you're listening, but it was amazing. So yeah, I had a big weekend, but I'm back doing normal things after having a baby
Mm-hmm.
too. So that felt really, really good.
I bet. I can't even imagine. You are honestly, moms are just like superheroes. I don't know how you'll do it. I still look at my mom and I'm like, I don't even know how you do it, much less you. Your baby's 6 weeks old. I mean, Emma, you're crushing it. And I'm gonna have to come next year because it looked like so much fun and I was having FOMO.
Yay, come
I
on.
would
Oh, that'd be
love
so fun.
to.
My hometown is so small. You'd be like, this is where you're from. It's great, but it's really small.
I
Yeah,
love that.
that'd be
I love
so
that.
fun.
Well, I'm from the middle of nowhere, Texas, so probably very similar vibes, to be
True,
honest.
true.
Well,
And
that's
Hope,
so
where are
great.
you?
Oh, I'm in Scotland currently. I was just in Italy yesterday. I was in Italy for the week on vacation, and it was just the best week ever. I had so much fun. I mean, like, grazie mille. Like, I don't ever want to, I don't ever wanna, I didn't want to leave Italy. I was like, I actually love it here. But I do really love Scotland. My boyfriend is Scottish, so it's always nice. It's nice being here and we're not sweating because Italy is so hot. The moment we stepped off the
Yes.
plane, we were like, oh, feels so nice. It's so refreshing.
Hmm.
And that's where the tournament is this week as well on the LPGA Tour. So it's going to be a really good week, but that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here chatting, Emma. We're not here to talk about the tournament, which I'm sure we will a little bit, but we are here because we have a very, very exciting guest joining us, and that is the new LPGA Tour Commissioner, Craig Kessler. I'm so pumped to have him on. I'm so excited to have him at the LPGA. I think he's going to do really, really great things. And yeah, he officially completed his first week on the job. So I'm ready to hear kind of about, first impressions, what he's thinking so far. And I mean, who better to interview him than us?
Duh.
Mainly you, but both of us. I think it'll be really fun. And I think both you and I, especially you, have seen so many different just chapters at the LPGA and in women's golf and in women's sports. We've seen so many women's sports leagues like just grow in the last few years, like the WNBA and WSL. We've seen like Caitlin Clark and all of those other players just skyrocket. I think the LPGA has grown a ton, and I think we still have so much potential, but we've grown a
Hmm.
lot. And I'm hoping Craig can really just help us reach that point. But at the end of the day, it's on all of us.
Hmm.
But I'm curious to see what he has to say. So with that, Emma, like we were just talking about, you've seen the LPGA grow a lot. So how excited are you to see him step into this role? Because I think he's going to be a really good fit.
Yeah, I think everybody on the LPGA tour was super excited. I mean, if you just look at his resume, it's so impressive. And he's very young. He's a businessman, but he's also worked in golf. So I think that he is like the perfect match for what we
Yeah.
needed at this time in the LPGA tour. And I've watched a couple of his interviews, and he talks a lot about how he wants the LPGA to be the next, like the WNBA. He wants
Mm-hmm.
us to be the next. um, headline on the news. Like he wants the
Yeah.
LPGA to be the next thing. So I'm really excited to see what he does. He seems really positive. He seems like his family's all in. So I'm really excited to get to know him and yeah, ask him all the deets.
All the deets. Yeah, there we are not holding back on this podcast. So y'all just keep listening because we have some good questions for Craig. But like Emma said, he's actually coming from the PGA of America. So it was really neat being able to see him at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship because that's also where their headquarters are. So that was like all of his worlds colliding. I got to meet him there. He's a super nice guy. And we're going to ask him a couple things about that, like things that I learned that week about him. But yeah, he was the chief operating officer there, and now he is the commissioner of the LPGA Tour. So without further ado, let's welcome in Craig to the podcast. All right, everybody, welcome the new LPGA Tour Commissioner, Craig Kessler, into the podcast. Craig, thank you so much for joining us. I know you are very busy. There is a lot going on. You just started a new job and you're already joining the podcast. So thanks for hopping on with us.
Hope and Emma, thank you for having me at the beginning of the official week 2, I think, on the job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's your first impression? Week 2, so not too many days under the belt yet, but yeah, give us what your first impressions are and how it's going.
So far, so good. I got to tell you, last week I was in Daytona Beach at our headquarters with our team, and the energy was unbelievable. The team's excited about the future. They're excited, by the way, about how about the amazing season we're having so far. Some incredible finishes, and there's just a feeling of excitement in the air, and I feel very lucky to be a part of it.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of the season, we need to talk about Grace Kim really quick because what?
That was amazing.
It was so epic. I mean, what a way also for you to kind of start on that note. What was your reaction to Grace winning in that dramatic fashion?
5 under par on the last 3 holes. We were going nuts as a family as we watched her chip in for birdie on the first playoff hole and then make her second eagle. This is what the LPGA is all about. These just incredible athletes doing unbelievable things. And I talked to Grace briefly afterwards. She's on cloud 9, and to have that happen at the outset of my time with the organization, I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
So cool.
No, it was awesome. Before we get too deep into the podcast, I actually just want to learn a little bit about you. I mean, what's like your elevator pitch? What would you tell people if someone said, "Tell us a little bit about yourself," which is kind of like the worst question ever. So I'm sorry I'm throwing that on you right now, but what would your elevator pitch be to all the fans and the listeners of this podcast?
It's a totally fair question. And I guess I'd come back with, well, how many floors or flights do we have before the elevator stops? But I'll do my best. Born and raised in San Diego, father of 3 boys, married to Nicole, live in Dallas, Texas, an absolute golf nut.
Love
Spent
it.
my career across private equity, Top Golf, the PGA of America. Here I am at the LPGA now. Passionate about people, and really can't wait for the next chapter, both personally and professionally.
Yeah,
Boom.
I mean,
That's an elevator pitch.
that is not what my elevator pitch would be like. Wish it was. But amazing stuff there. You're so young. You've achieved so much in your short career. Um, what made being the commissioner of the LPGA, why did that spark your attention?
You know, Emma, if I'm being totally honest with you, my wife and I grew up in San Diego. And if you had told me she's 39, I'm 40, we'd be living in Dallas, Texas, raising 3 boys, and I'd be helping lead the LPGA, I would have told you none of those things were on our bingo card. But here we are. It's funny how life is unpredictable. And honestly, I couldn't be more excited. I think this organization has a crazy amount of untapped potential.
Hmm.
I think the stories behind the athletes, their families, the sacrifices they made to get to where they are,
Hmm.
the world's going to fall in love the more they hear those stories. And I think anytime as a leader you get a chance to lead at scale when you've talking about people and raw ingredients like what we have here at the LPGA, opportunities like this don't come around very often. And it was the combination of those things that got not just me, but also my wife and our three boys really fired up about this.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. I think we're at that place where it's the LPGA's turn to just skyrocket. So we're excited to have you. From a player's perspective, I think everyone is really happy and excited to have you. Are you you said you're a golf nut. What's your first LPGA memory? Not as the commissioner, but just in general. Like, were you a fan of Annika, Lorena? Like, who is your go-to?
I can tell you exactly what it was. There used to be a tournament out in San Diego at Aviara called, I think it was like the Par 3 Classic. And it was actually a mixed event. So I remember going out as a kid watching Sayri Pak, Annika Sorenstam,
Nice.
Jesper Parnevik, Davis Love III. There might have been another foursome too, but they converted every hole on the par 72 into a par 3 and running around trying to get autographs, getting to meet a handful of the participants. That was my first ever LPGA moment.
That is
Aw,
wild. What a good story. And
It
now you're
was
the commissioner. That's
Here
that's
we are.
wild.
so crazy.
That is so wacko.
I don't think I knew that it used to be like that. I
Me
knew there was
either.
one at Aviara because I went to it. I know Emma, you played in it too. That was like one of my
Mm.
favorite tournaments, but I didn't know that's what it was like back then. So that's good to know. Also,
And
I think we need to
it
go
might have been
back
a
there.
made for TV event or something, but it was so cool to see this beautiful golf course transformed and to see the men and women playing alongside each other and young kids following
Hmm.
along some of their idols. It was a really cool event.
That's
That sounds,
awesome.
bring it back. I
Yeah.
love that place.
Now that
That
you're in
place
this
is so
spot, we can
good.
tell you that.
Yeah, bring it back. I miss going there. That was such a good tournament and so beautiful. That golf course is absolutely stunning. And who doesn't love Carlsbad? It's
We're
perfect.
going to call Aviara tomorrow and tell him it was your idea. And if we bring it back, I hope you're on the first tee with me as soon as it happens. We got to do this.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
I like that idea. Emma, you can be the host, like how we
Yeah,
have the Annika.
yeah.
Perfect. All right, first business plan into we're already starting. We're so good at this. I know it's super early doors, and I don't want to like bombard you with like too many questions about like the future of the LPGA, but if you could have things go your way, what are the topics and the things at the LPGA that you would like to focus your energy on?
What a cool question. Nobody's asked it this way. Um, I think there are a couple things. One is all around storytelling from some of our incredible athletes who have, as I mentioned a minute ago, just authentic, genuine, heartfelt stories to share.
Hmm.
I'd love, love, love to see some of our athletes become household names all over the world. And the fastest way to getting there is to tap into what's in here. It's in people's hearts, not just in their minds. And if we can get there, amazing things will happen. Two, look, this is a member based organization, and delivering for our players and for our professionals is critical. I think on the player side, if we can continue to optimize the schedule, play elevated courses, be thoughtful about the routing so we're not whipsawing our players all across the country and the world, what a home run that would be. I think for our professionals, nearly 2,000 women all across the country who do such amazing work teaching this game to kids, adults, and everybody in between. I would love to continue to elevate our professionals and find ways for them to get involved in everything that the LPGA does. And then in addition to that, look, we have so much opportunity to elevate our sponsors. These are
Hmm.
organizations that put millions of dollars every year and so much energy into our organization. And my hope is that as time goes on, they feel like they're getting a massive return on their investments and immediately call all of their friends and colleagues and say, look, now is your opportunity to get involved in the LPGA. And if all those things happen, I think we'll look back in a handful of years and this organization will be even more beautiful than it is today.
Yeah.
Mm. Love it. I think all those things sound wonderful. I'm behind you all the way. I think that's exactly what we need. I've always said um, that. I think there's so many great stories behind all the players. There's so many families that have given up everything. They've had to learn a new language. They've had to give up their culture, their family, everything. I don't know if I would have gone to Japan if the best tour in the world was in Japan. I think it would have been really, really hard for me to do that. So I always say kudos to the girls that had to leave their countries and come to America and give up so much to play a game. So I think that's amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing those stories as well. Okay, enough about the serious stuff. Let's get into just like you as a person. I just became a mom. She's 5 weeks old. I love it so much. She's so sweet and cuddly. I actually tell people I think that the tour life trained me for momhood because now I'm tired, but I'm just holding a baby rather than being tired and having to shoot a golf score. So the stress level is actually a little better now. You have 3 boys, and you guys are going to travel and do the tour life. I have 2 questions. What have they taught you as a dad? And then also, what tournaments and events are they looking forward to going to?
Awesome questions, but first, congrats, Emma. What an amazing next chapter of your journey and your life, and
Yes.
I love what you said about tour life preparing you for motherhood. I'll tell you, like what a paradox or something maybe unexpected, but in a way, that newborn feeling is so calming when it's just you and your baby. You're sitting on the couch, you get those newborn baby smells, and
Oh, so
it's the
good.
best. It's the best. So
It is the best.
congratulations. What have my boys taught me? My boys have taught me a few things. One, kids are not born with a sense of normalcy. You actually create it for them. So
Mm.
before I get in my head and start feeling parent guilt for traveling too much or missing a baseball game or whatever, what I've learned is that as long as my kids understand what dad is doing is something he cares about, he's passionate about, and in order to live a full life, we have to make sacrifices. I never thought about that when I was a kid, but I'm seeing my kids go through the journey of life and respect that their mom works and respect that their
Hmm.
dad works. I never would have imagined that. Kids are not born with a sense of normalcy. You sort of create it for them.
Love
Uh,
Love
that.
that.
and then the second thing I think my kids have taught me is like it's okay to just be innocent and see the world through fun, joyful eyes. Like not everything has to be a serious conversation. Like go make silly faces, take a bunch of photos, and that could be the best family Friday night you ever would have
Mm.
imagined. And learning to sort of exhale and chill out for a minute, I've definitely
Hmm.
learned by watching our 3 boys. And then in terms of the events they are most excited to go to, our kids, for whatever reason, can't wait to go to Asia. They've never been.
Aw.
They're dying to go. I can't tell if it's because they've like watched YouTube videos about Asia or they just think they get to miss an extra couple days of school because the trip's so far, but they can't wait.
That's so cool. Asia's so fun. I think, especially, I don't know what your favorite one, Hope, is, but Japan,
Mm.
so cool. Shanghai, the lights. I mean, they're gonna have a blast. It's so fun, and it's so cool they're getting to experience so many different cultures so young. I always say I don't know if I would have gotten to travel to all the places I got to go if it wasn't for golf. So, it's led me down a wonderful path, and I'm sure you and your family are going to feel the same way at the end of the year. You're going to want a little vacation after the year is over. But Asia's a great end of the year little
Hmm.
gift, I think, even though it is hard travel days. Very
Very
hard
long
travel
travel days.
days.
Fun though. Once you get there, it's like,
Yes.
oh, now I know this is all worth it. I've
Yes.
actually never been to Japan, Emma, so I'm going to Crown, International Crown this year in Korea, and I'm hoping to go to Japan maybe afterwards. So we
Yes.
shall see. But that'll be so much fun.
Not as much of a sentimental question, but are you a golfer? I think that's a yes, because you said you're a golf nut. What's your handicap? Are you any good? And what's your favorite course you've ever played?
Ooh, I love these. So I am a golfer. My wife and I played 18, just the two of us this past weekend. Our kids were at
Aw.
sleepaway camp. Normally we go out on the weekends to the place we play in Dallas, and our boys play as well. They are also golf nuts. They learn to walk and carry their clubs, and I caddy for our oldest boy in little North Texas PGA golf tournaments every now and again. So we are a golf family. I'm talking to an LPGA Tour player here. So am I any good? I don't know. Not really compared to you. I'm like a 5
Oh,
index.
you are good. Let's
Yeah,
go.
that's the
Way
lowest I
better than
think it's.
me.
Yeah, lowest it's ever been. So I'm a 5. And my favorite course on earth. If you said like Craig, you get one more round to play, where do you want to play it? I would play on the Big Island of Hawaii. There's a course called Nanea, just outside of Kona, and it is in many ways it's like the Whistling Straits of Hawaii, and it is absolutely breathtaking.
Wow. Put it
That's
on my bucket
awesome.
list.
Yeah, Emma, let's go. Let's
Yeah,
take a
take me to
trip.
Hawaii. That's
Come on.
amazing. Have your kids played it as well?
Ooh, it's funny. Our kids, we talk about Nanea to our kids like it's the Sistine Chapel, and they know one day they will be able to play Nanea, but they have to talk about it with like reverence and respect, and they haven't earned the right to play Nanea yet. But one day,
And is your
That's
wife
so
a good
funny.
golfer? She must be.
she's like the world's most fun golfer.
That's
Perfect.
important.
Yeah, her thing is she's like, you give me like a cocktail, sunshine, a good golf outfit, and I'm there. And
That's
she's
my girl.
she's an
Me
absolute blast
too.
to play with.
She's a girl's girl, it sounds like.
She's the
Yeah.
best.
I guess she's coming to Hawaii with us, Emma. Girls trip.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Stranger things have happened. Something tells me this may happen in the future.
Yeah. Honestly, it might. Okay,
That'd be a
so
good pod.
yeah, that we might need to do that.
Just don't ask for stories, okay?
As I say, that's what the whole point is.
We'll see. We'll see about that. So we know you're a big golfer. You and your wife like to golf, and so do your boys. But what else do y'all do for fun? Like when you're home, you live in Dallas, like you said. I'm a Texas girl, so I love that you live in Dallas. Obviously, it makes sense because you're coming from the PGA of America. But what do y'all like to do for fun? What does a weekend in the life look like?
What I've learned is that there is no standard weekend. Our kids
Yeah.
play all the sports. They're like deep, deep, deep into baseball. So baseball tournaments most weekends. The kids thankfully have just an amazing group of friends. So we're their chauffeur
Aw.
driver from one place to the next. And then my wife and I, we run a lot. So
Hmm.
that's, if we can get in a run or two on the weekend, we feel very lucky.
Are you like a
Nice.
marathon runner or?
Well, it's funny. The joke is we've got a beauty and a beast in our family, and I'm not the beauty, as you can imagine. She runs marathons fast. In fact, I think she might even try and qualify for Boston this year.
What?
That's on her
Oh,
bucket list. I am
That's awesome.
yeah, maybe the what is Beauty and the Beast is probably the wrong phrase, isn't it? Like the tortoise and the hare.
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, whichever the slower one is, that's me. But we ran the New York City Marathon last year with the PGA of America, PGA Reach Foundation, and what an unbelievable experience that was.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Did you cry? Because I think I would cry if I ran the marathon.
I cry every time I cross the finish line. It's just like the
Yeah.
culmination of a lot of preparation. And, anyways, yes, I cried.
I
Sure
love
did.
that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love a man that cries. I ran a half marathon and I want to run another half marathon. I don't think I'm ready for a marathon, but I actually told Hope that I want her to join
Hmm.
me. I want to do the one at Disney World next fall. Next.
Yes.
So we're gonna see if we can do it together.
We need
See,
to start training.
I think y'all should do a half marathon on Kona at the start of the girls' trip, and then the golf and everything else can happen on the back end.
Oh, you know how to speak with women. I love it. That sounds amazing.
That's good.
Okay, so you've obviously been in a lot of different ventures in your career so far. But if you had a dream job, you cannot say the LPGA commissioner. Like if you weren't involved in golf at all, if you could be an astronaut, I'm just throwing it out there. Like what would be your dream job if you could do anything in the world? Not the LPGA commissioner. We know you already succeeded that.
You know, if I had the ability, I think I'd be, second base or shortstop for the San Diego Padres. But
Yes.
talent aside, or I should say lack of talent aside, I think my dream job one day is to be a college professor. I think it would be so cool to go back and help
Mm.
people, who are still at like a formidable stage of their life, see the world slightly differently. And I had so many amazing college professors make a difference in my life. And I think it'd be cool to sort of pay it forward for the next generation.
Yeah, that's
That's so
cool.
cool.
You can do
Oh, I
that.
love that.
Put that on your list.
Yeah,
You definitely could do that.
We may have
easy.
we may have to tag team you, like teach a class on how to do podcasts. You like killing it with these questions.
Well, good. Hope's the pro. Hope's the pro
I
at
don't
all
know about
this.
that. I'm just letting y'all chit chat. No, that's great though. I mean, I've had so many like professors and teachers growing up that impacted me
Hmm.
in such an incredible way. I think that'd be really cool to be able to give back in that way.
Totally agree.
Yeah. And I know actually, like speaking of being impactful, I know a lot of people have already read the article about you honoring the NYPD officer that saved people from a burning building, right? I mean, like, what a hero that guy is. Can you just tell us that story for maybe people who haven't heard, just to like honor him again, and then just tell me what you and the PGA did to kind of invite him in and just have a good time with the guy.
Yeah, cool of you to ask. So, anytime somebody at the PGA of America did something really, really noteworthy, I asked the team to tell me about it. And I
No.
get this call one day, Craig, there's a guy named Vincenzo R. You need to meet him. Maybe just give him a call and say thanks. And I said, well, great. For what? And they said, well, Vincenzo's a PGA member on nights and weekends who teaches golf instructions in New York. And by day, he's a New York cop. And
Mm.
recently, Vincenzo on his shift came across a burning building and decided to run into the burning building. And he saved, I'm going to get the number of people wrong, but it was something like 11 lives, and two of those were babies. He like saves
Wow.
these people. So I called Vincenzo and just said, hey, man, I have to meet you. What you did is incredible. Come to Frisco, come see headquarters at the PGA, and we'll go play golf and have a meal together. And we had the best day. We played 18 holes, gave him a tour of
Oh.
headquarters, and I fell in love with the dude. We still talk to this day. And it's probably a year and a half ago. And at the end of our day, he says, hey, I have a gift for you. I said, what do you mean, gift for me? Like, this was our way of saying thank you to you. He goes, no, you're going to want this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And he had cut out the NYPD patch that he wore on his uniform the night he saved all
Wow.
those people. So we put it in a shadow box, and to this day I still have it in my office. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
That is so cool that he gave that to you. Wow. What an
Wow.
honor.
Yeah, what
What
a
a
guy.
what a guy, exactly.
Wow. I know because when I was at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, I saw the badge on the table in the media center, and I was like, "What's going on here? Like, what's the story?" Because we were obviously in Texas, and I saw an NYPD badge on the table. So when I learned of that story, I was like, "Oh, we got to ask him about that because that's just so cool." And to be able to talk about him again, I mean, yeah,
There's not many
what a
people
guy.
that will run into a burning building.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
did it.
know if I
No.
would.
He did it. And to this day, he continues to raise money for charity. He puts on golf tournaments out on Long Island. He's a good egg.
That's
No.
crazy.
That's
What a,
awesome.
yeah, it is.
Um, Wow. I don't even want to like move on from that because it's such a cool
Yeah.
story, but obviously it is a podcast and we have to, and we're actually nearing the end. We just have a few more questions, but um we kind of already talked about it a little bit, but we've seen all of these leagues kind of skyrocket. We've seen like the WNBA skyrocket and oh my God, I cannot talk. The NWSL, and I think the LPGA is like definitely on their way to doing that. Like we've seen it grow so much. I've been here for 5 years. I've seen it grow a lot, but what do we need to do? Not just you. I mean, we're talking like LPGA staff, everybody, fans, followers, anyone. What do we have to do to get to that point, do you think?
Yeah, what I think is interesting is there's no silver bullet solution here. The way
Mm-hmm.
the LPGA will have its moment and break through is lots of little things that are going to layer on top of one another. So I'll give
Mm-hmm.
you a few examples.
Yeah.
The more players can lean in and tell their stories on social and generate fans, not just people who watch the LPGA, but people who root for the LPGA.
Yeah.
Players carry an enormous amount of weight because they can inspire in ways nobody else can. I think our partners and folks who are in the golf ecosystem can continue to do more to lean in and showcase our athletes. So, anytime there's a commercial on TV that showcases PGA Tour players, great. Let's see LPGA Tour players right next to them on those same commercials, because
Hmm.
people fall in love with personalities when they see them all over the place, not just on a golf course.
Hmm.
I think there's more work we can collectively do to understand who are our fans. And by the way, who are our lapsed fans? Who were people who once loved the LPGA but maybe don't anymore? Like, what
That's so true.
happened? And what
Hmm.
can we do to target those people and bring them back into the mix? Um, all these sorts of things, sort of brick by brick, layer by layer, we can go build something that allows us, again, to have our moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
I love
question
that.
was going to be what do the players need to do? But I think you've already said it, and I want to make it a little more clear. If you're a player and you're listening to this, we have to lean into it because I think that that's something that sometimes it's so hard as a player. You're trying to be the best player in the world. You're trying to compete. You're working out. You have physio. You feel like you don't have time sometimes. But to make, to make this tour better than you found it, you've got to lean into the process and it's only going to make them happier once they retire. Trust me. If you do it for your do it for the tour, but also for yourself, it'll help you get to your next thing in life, hopefully too. I know a lot of players. I mean, there's players that can cook. There's players that are into fashion. There's so many. I mean, in G Chun. I mean, look at her story. She can. She has so many
She does
talents. So
everything. Yeah.
she does everything. So I think that that's very important. Players, we got to lean into it and truly take initiative because we are the face of the LPGA Tour. So
Hmm.
I like that you said like we got it's partly our problem.
And I'll tell you what, too, Emma, just a compliment to so many players out there. One of my favorite memories, this predates even starting officially at the LPGA, but at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, my wife and I brought our boys. They immediately asked for like these giant floppy LPGA bucket hats. They got bucket hats. They stood in the chute for 2.5 hours every day asking for autographs from the players. And no exaggeration, I think each boy has 75 autographs, a couple of gloves, and a couple of balls. And the way the players engaged with the hundreds of kids that were waiting in line, I mean, it's life changing. Like, our
Hmm.
boys weren't massive LPGA fans until they had exposure. And once they had
Hmm.
exposure, and Charlie Hull and Ronnie and Lydia and Nelly and Minji Lee and a couple of these players like took the 10 seconds to stop by, give them a high five, sign an autograph. All these kids want to do now on Sunday is turn on the LPGA on TV because a couple of these athletes took 10 extra seconds. Like, keep it up. It works.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
goody.
I love that. All right, last question before our sponsored question, but it's just very general, but what are you most excited for?
Oh, the relationships, the people that I'm going to get to meet every step of the way, getting to know the athletes. I tell you, Liz Moore, who's our interim commissioner, just an incredible human being.
Yeah.
We've grown close very quickly, and we had a moment at a recent tournament where we sat back in player dining and just said to ourselves, how lucky are we to get to do what we do and to be around some of the greatest athletes in the world? It's the combination of those things that all tie back to relationships that I'm most excited about.
Yeah, for sure. That's like one of the best parts about working for the LPGA. Everyone is just amazing. So it's
We're
been
all a big
really cool.
family.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
Traveling circus is what we like to call it.
Yes.
All right, Emma. In golf, when bad shots happen, there's the mulligan ball. And when fire, water, or other damage happens, there is Serve Pro.
And they know how to make it like it never even happened. And that's where our question comes to you. What if you had a mulligan in life or in golf, where would you take it? Assuming you would take it in life.
Let's go with life. You know, And thank you to Serve Pro for giving me the chance to take a mulligan. Appreciate it. What would I do? You know what I would do? I think I would stop and smell the roses a little bit more. My career has taken me all over the world to some of the coolest places, and I wish I had stopped to take it all in a bit more. And instead of rushing back to the hotel or the conference room to work, like go sightsee. Or if I'm in a town where I have a good friend from childhood or college, like don't worry about the next, meeting or Excel model or PowerPoint deck. Like go see someone you care about and have a meal and tell stories and fill your cup. I wish I had stopped to smell the roses just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something
not too
tells me
late.
you're going to have a lot of chances to do that in the next couple of years. So,
Yeah.
if you're on the LPGA Tour stops, just remember he might be coming to take you out to lunch.
I love
Thanks for
that.
having
Well,
me. You're amazing.
no, thank you so much for joining. I just want to give you the opportunity in case you want to say anything else. Feel free, but if not, we just loved having you on.
The feeling's mutual. Hope, Emma, amazing to be with you. And if you're listening out there, thank you for all your support of the LPGA. Whether you're a fan, a sponsor, a player, you play a critical part of this ecosystem. And if, by the way, you're on the fence deciding is now the time to jump in or not, come on, the water's warm. We would love, love, love to get you involved.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I love that. Yep.
Thank
We
you
will
so
always take
much.
new fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. I look forward to meeting you soon. And thank you for stepping into the pond with us. And we can't wait to see what you do for the LPGA Tour. And I know, like I said, all the players are really excited to have you. So thank you so much for coming on, taking the time. We know you're really busy, so thank you.
Congrats on becoming a new mom, and I will see you
Thank
both
you.
on the road very soon.
Sounds good. See ya.
See y'all.